Tony Katz, great to be with you. 239-9393 is the number. I have long talked about Congressman Andre Carson of Indianapolis and his inability to properly represent the city. I spoke a few years back about Congressman Andre Carson and that he was scheduled to attend a conference, the Muslim American Society, in Chicago, 2014. He was scheduled to be on a panel about Ferguson, Missouri, as was written about in multiple places. And he was supposed to be part of a panel about Ferguson, Missouri. And on that panel, Mazen Mukhtar, known to the FBI as a Taliban fundraiser. And I said at the time, who attends this? Who would agree to being on this panel? Carson and his people say that they didn't know who was going to be on the panel, and he never attended. He never went to it. I got interviewed on that subject. People try to get me to smack talk Muslims as if somehow that's my job or that's what I do. And I said then, and I hold true to this, that the problem here is that Andre Carson has bad judgment. And I said, and I quote, I question his intelligence for showing up to the event. I question whether someone like that should be attending the House Intelligence Committee. It was then a done subject. Andre Carson keeps getting elected in Indianapolis because he's got his grandmother's last name, not for anything he has ever done for this city, for the great city of Indianapolis. Well, it was just last weekend the story broke. The story broke that in 2013, there was a dinner that included the Iranian President Hassan Rouhani and Louis Farrakhan. In attendance was Keith Ellison, congressman from Minnesota. In attendance was Gregory Meeks, congressman from New York, both Democrats. And in attendance was Andre Carson, Democrat congressman from Indianapolis. And so I wrote again. It is now the top trending story over there at WIBC.com, and I appreciate that. I appreciate Instapundit for picking it up, Instapundit.com, for Ricochet.com for picking it up. And I wrote that Andre Carson's bigoted dinner disqualifies him from office. Allow me to make sure that I am as clear as day. And allow me to share with you my absolute amazement that it has not been brought up in any other media circle. Now, I don't expect everyone in Indianapolis to think like I do. I don't expect them to talk about all the things that I do. I do not expect them to agree with me on every single subject. There are things they talk about that I probably don't. But at what place are we, never mind in the great city of Indianapolis, but in America, where we can take a look at an elected official having dinner with the president of Iran, which is a supporter of terrorism, which has engaged in terrorist activities, which believes in the destruction of other nations. Having dinner with someone like that and someone like Louis Farrakhan, who is an anti-Semite, who is a bigot, how is that not something that isn't immediately repudiated everywhere within this city and outside of this city? How is that not something that people look at and say, are you kidding? And don't tell me he didn't know. You show up to the dinner, there's Hassan Rouhani, there's Louis Farrakhan. You know what you say? Gotta go. Baby gotta bounce. And you leave. That's what the rational person does. He had dinner. Keith Ellison, the congressman from Minnesota, had dinner. He released a statement, according to Daily Caller, did Keith Ellison. There is no statement yet from Andre Carson that I know of. Not a one. Keith Ellison released a statement that says, as part of the 2013 UN General Assembly and as negotiations were underway for what would become the Iran deal, I attended a meeting with President Rouhani and nearly 50 American Muslim leaders. It was not a private dinner. I didn't know in advance who else would be there, and my decision to attend was not an endorsement of the political views of other attendees. I attended the meeting to advocate for a peaceful resolution to the Iranian nuclear issue and to press President Rouhani face-to-face for the release of former U.S. Marine Amir Hekmati, who was illegally detained and tortured by the Iranian regime. As always, I disavow anti-Semitism and bigotry in all of its forms. Congressman Ellison, no one believes you. It was Rouhani and it was Louis Farrakhan, and you stayed. And to Congressman Carson, a statement would be nice. It would be nice if other people even asked the question, what were you doing there? How do you properly represent this city if those are the people you choose to be with? This is not the first bad decision. We are now into a pattern of bad decisions, not personal decisions. He can make all the bad personal decisions he chooses. It's his life. Bad professional decisions, bad decisions that have a serious impact on America. Said differently. People don't think that meeting with Louis Farrakhan is a big deal. Let's say it differently. Let's just say it this way. Andre Carson has had dinner with David Duke. Andre Carson hangs out with David Duke. Andre Carson stayed at a dinner with David Duke because this is what happened. This is what happened, and there is not a group in Indianapolis that can deny it. As a matter of fact, I would like to hear from the hate crimes people. I would like to hear from them what they think about having dinner with Louis Farrakhan from Andre Carson. I want to know just what it is that they think. Is it a crime? No. I just want to know what they think of it. I'm curious. These people who are so opposed to hate in all its forms, to the point where they think they should be special legislation for people who are aggrieved by the hate. Well, is there anybody more hateful than Louis Farrakhan? Except maybe for Hassan Rouhani? What could be more hateful than Louis Farrakhan? If an elected official had dinner with David Duke, you would be speaking out. So where are you today? Where is Indianapolis today? This story, the op-ed that I wrote, where I am as clear as day, guys. I am as clear as day. Allow me to give it to you. Indianapolis needs to demand excellence, dismiss bigotry and vile ineptitude, and no longer vote based on letters after names, but based on results, decency, and a basic understanding of right and wrong. Indianapolis cannot be led by someone so willing to embrace people so hateful and dangerous. Indy must fire Andre Carson. The reputation of a great city is at stake. I am as clear as day on this subject about Andre Carson being unworthy of Indianapolis, and amazed and disgusted that no member of the Democratic Party has said this is wrong. Shame on him. What a mistake. John Zodi, the chairman of the Indiana Democrats, nothing. The Indiana Democratic Party, nothing. The mayor, Joe Hogsett, nothing. Members of the Indianapolis City County Council, Zach Adamson, nothing. Absolutely zero. The City County Council president, Stephen Clay, nothing. Absolutely zero.